Today, we are diving into a really fascinating and, let's be honest, kind of radical philosophy for success from Coach Bang Supakit. It's an idea that basically flips everything we've ever been taught about hustle right on its head.
I mean, have you ever felt this? You are pushing with everything you've got. Maybe you're trying to nail that perfect sales pitch, or you're desperately trying to make a video go viral. And it feels like the more you strain, the further away your goal gets. It's so frustrating, right? Well, today we're going to get into exactly why that happens. All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with the effort paradox. Then we'll get into the real core of this whole thing, vibration as the real currency. After that, we'll talk about building your inner fortress, moving beyond a zero-sum game, and finally, how to listen to inspiration. Okay, let's kick things off with that central problem, the effort paradox. It's that bizarre, super frustrating experience where it seems like the harder you hustle, the more your goals just slip right through your fingers. It feels completely backward, but let's dig into why this is a real thing. Just think about it for a second. A strained, desperate-sounding sales pitch, you can literally feel the other person putting up a wall. Or a video that's been so perfectly calculated to go viral, it just comes off as fake. But when you operate from a place of just relaxed flow, that's when you make a real effortless connection. You share things authentically, and what happens? You start attracting opportunities instead of constantly chasing them down. The energy is totally different, and you guessed it, so are the results. So if just pushing harder isn't the key, what is? Well, this brings us to the absolute heart of this philosophy. The answer isn't something you do, it's something you are, and it's called your vibration. And listen, this is a truly massive shift in thinking. We're all taught that money comes from outside stuff, right? The right product, the right customers, taking the right actions. This new belief just flips that completely. It says the ultimate source of all your success, it's internal. It's all about your vibration. This one quote really nails the whole idea. Customers are not the source of money, your vibration is. The thinking is, if your internal state is right, if it's aligned, then the opportunities and the money will just naturally flow to you. But okay, what on earth does vibration actually mean here? So, in simple terms, your vibration is just your inner energetic state. It's the frequency that you're broadcasting to the world based on how you truly feel and what you deeply believe. And that's what people are actually responding to. It's like this unspoken energy that makes a connection feel right or kind of off, long before you've even said a whole lot. So, if your vibration is truly your most valuable asset, like the actual engine driving your success, then it makes total sense that your number one job is to protect it at all costs. And this is the first rule of the vibration economy. It doesn't matter what's happening on the outside, a tough client, a bad day for the market, a negative comment online, your one mission is to keep your inner world calm. Your internal state cannot be a victim of your external circumstances. And Coach Bang has this amazing story that just illustrates this perfectly. He walks into this massive million-baht sales meeting, and the client is just furious. Actively yelling at him. Now, the old way of doing things says you get defensive, you push your presentation anyway, but instead, his only mission was to protect his inner peace. He didn't argue, he didn't even open his laptop. He just calmly acknowledged the client's anger and left. So what happened? A little while later, the phone rings. It's the client, calling to apologize and to place a million-baht order. The lesson here is just so incredibly powerful. That sale wasn't won because he had a brilliant slide deck or some clever comeback. It was won because his calm, centered energy completely disarmed all that anger. His vibration did all the selling for him. Okay, so that leads us to another huge thing that can absolutely tank our vibration, especially in business: guilt. You know that nagging feeling that when we ask for money, we're somehow taking something from someone? This is such a common feeling, isn't it? It's this deep-seated mental block that makes us feel weird about receiving money, and it all comes from a totally flawed belief about how value and money are supposed to work. That guilt, it comes directly from seeing transactions as a zero-sum game. You know, the belief that the economic pie is only so big, so if I get a bigger slice, your slice has to get smaller. If I take your money, you lose. But this is just not how value exchange really works. The new mindset just flips this on its head. You are not taking their money, you are allowing them to invest in themselves. When they buy your product or your service, they are expanding their own mindset, their own capacity, their own potential. It's not a win-lose, it's a total win-win where both of you get to expand. And when you believe that, The guilt just vanishes and your vibration skyrockets. Okay, so if we're not supposed to be relying on that forced, logical, hustling kind of action, what's the alternative? Well, the answer is to take action that comes from a completely different place: inspiration. I mean, just think about your own life for a sec. Your best, most creative, game-changing ideas, they probably didn't show up when you were staring at a spreadsheet, totally stressed out, trying to force a solution, right? No, they came when your mind was relaxed and open. And just look at the massive difference in the results. According to CoachBank, actions that come from that stressed out logical brain, yeah, they might get you to 5 or 6 figures, but it's a constant grind. But the actions that pop up from genuine inspiration, from that relaxed state, that's what leads to 8-figure results. And believe it or not, often with way less effort. And where do these incredible ideas come from? They almost always strike in these moments of total ease. In the shower, on a long drive, when you're on vacation, during meditation. Inspiration starts talking when the loud, stressed part of your brain finally gets quiet. So the real key is to create more of these moments so you can actually hear it. So if we had to boil this entire philosophy down to just one core idea, it's this: the real work isn't what you're doing on the outside, it's what's happening on the inside. The most productive thing you can possibly do is manage your inner state. You've got to shift your main focus from your to-do list to how you feel, to your vibration. And that kind of leaves us with a final thought to chew on. We spend so much time and energy searching for the next strategy, the next tactic, the next life hack. But what if the single biggest lever for success has been inside of us this whole time? What if it's not about doing more, but about being more?